China just built military bases that can't move, can't hide, and might not survive the first day of war. 7 reefs, 3 years, 3,000 acres of new land built from nothing in the middle of a contested ocean. The engineering is breathtaking. Fleets of massive dredges vacuumed up millions of cubic meters of sand from the seabed and pumped it onto submerged coral until solid ground emerged from the waves. Then China turned them into fortresses, runways long enough for heavy bombers, missile batteries, underground bunkers, fighter jets. But here's what nobody talks about. These unsinkable aircraft carriers might be the most expensive mistake China has ever made. December 2013, Chinese dredging ships appear at 7 different reefs in the Spratly Islands. What happens next is unprecedented. The Tianjinghe, 127 meters long, capable of dredging 4,500 cubic meters per hour. That's enough to fill an Olympic swimming pool every 30 minutes. These ships ran 24 hours a day. A rotating cutter head chewed into the seabed, breaking up sand and dead coral. Powerful pumps sucked it up and shot it through pipes onto the target reef. By October 2015, China had created 3,200 acres of new land. That's 1/5 the size of Manhattan built from scratch in international waters, but here's where it gets weird. Every major base is identical. Same runway length, same harbor design, same defensive positions. Control C, Control Phi repeated across the entire archipelago. Analysts call this standardized militarization. China built these islands like IKEA furniture. Same blueprint, different locations. And what's below the surface is even more concerning. Satellite photos show entrances to underground ammunition bunkers, fuel depots built to survive bombardment, and shelters with retractable roofs for mobile missile launchers. But then scientists discovered something that changes everything. Every military on Earth knows exactly where these bases are, down to the GPS coordinate. Because unlike a real aircraft carrier, which can do 30 knots and disappear into 139 million square miles of ocean, Fiery Cross Reef does 0 knots. U.S. Tomahawk cruise missiles from submarines, 1,600 kilometer range. The Philippines' new BrahMos missiles, 290 kilometers. Hypersonic weapons testing at Mach 5+ speeds. All of China's Spratly bases sit inside overlapping weapons envelopes. They can be hit from multiple directions by multiple countries using multiple systems. Military war games are unanimous. Fixed high-value targets get hit in the first hours. You go for the eyes first. In this case, the eyes are radar domes sitting on concrete pads with publicly available GPS coordinates. Then researchers found something even more alarming. The northern South China Sea sits in one of the most active typhoon corridors on Earth. Super Typhoon Haiyan, 2013. Over 6,000 dead. One of the strongest storms ever recorded. Super Typhoon Rai, 2024. Storm surges exceeding 3 meters. Mass evacuations. And climate research shows these storms are getting worse. Ocean temperatures rising. Typhoons drawing more energy from warmer water. Now picture what sits in the path. China's bases perch only a few meters above sea level, built on dredged sand, surrounded by deep water on all sides. A 3-meter storm surge washing across a runway. 6-meter waves battering seawalls for hours. Salt water flooding electrical systems, ammunition storage, aircraft hangars. Worse, engineers have documented subsidence. The dredged material is settling and compacting under its own weight. The islands are slowly sinking, but the legal problems are even more devastating. July 2016, the Ligue, an international tribunal, issues one of the most significant rulings in modern maritime law. The verdict on China's claims, invalid. The 9-dash line has no legal basis under international law. On the artificial islands themselves, low tide elevations. That means they sit underwater at high tide. Under international law, low tide elevations cannot generate territorial seas or exclusive economic zones, regardless of what you build on top of them. Translation: Mischief Reef is illegally still a submerged reef. China just happens to have put a $3 billion airbase on top of it. China's response? Rejected everything, called it null and void. Construction continued. But here's the unintended consequence. Other countries started copying the strategy. Vietnam has quietly added 690 acres of new land to its own occupied features. Soon they'll match China's total reclaimed area. The Spratlys are becoming crowded with fortified artificial islands built by multiple countries, all vulnerable to the same storms, all sitting in overlapping claimed waters. And then the collision started, June 17, 2024. A Chinese Coast Guard vessel rams a Philippine Navy boat near 2nd Thomas Shoal. A Philippine sailor loses his thumb. Months earlier, water cannons on a resupply mission. High-pressure jets capable of injuring crew and damaging equipment. Another incident, military-grade laser aimed at Philippine Coast Guard vessel, temporarily blinding crew. These confrontations happen regularly now, almost daily. And this creates what strategists call crisis instability. Fixed, high-value military assets create pressure to act early. If you've got expensive radars and aircraft on platforms that can't move, you face an uncomfortable choice when tensions spike. Use them early before they're destroyed. For China, pressure to launch aircraft and fire missiles before a preemptive strike craters the runways. For the US and allies, pressure to hit those islands first to neutralize the threat. Both sides know this. In a crisis, the side that waits might lose its most valuable assets. The side that moves first might trigger exactly the war everyone wanted to avoid. But there's one more problem nobody's talking about. Every liter of jet fuel, every missile, every bag of rice, shipped hundreds of kilometers across open water from mainland China. In peacetime, expensive but manageable. In wartime, those supply routes run through waters contested by submarines, surface ships, and aircraft from multiple countries. A few dozen sea mines scattered in the approaches. Ships forced to slow for sweeping operations or risk catastrophic damage. Even without active combat, a blockade could strangle the islands over time. They have fuel storage and stockpiles, but those run out. Meanwhile, salt air corrodes metal. Humidity degrades electronics. Intense heat stresses concrete. And typhoons keep coming. A base that can't be resupplied is a base that slowly loses the ability to operate. So, what happens next? Scenario 1. The slow squeeze. More collisions, more confrontations. A Philippine sailor killed, accident or not, doesn't matter politically. The situation spirals. US destroyers increase patrols. Australian and Japanese ships join exercises. Supply lines stretch thinner. Every resupply run becomes a potential flashpoint. The islands transform from strategic assets into liabilities. Fortresses that demand constant resources but can't be abandoned without losing face. Scenario 2. The opening hours. A Taiwan crisis escalates past the point of no return. Within the first hours, cruise missiles and stealth aircraft target radar installations and air defenses. The Spratly bases, with their prominent radar domes and known defensive positions, are top priorities. After the strikes, damaged infrastructure. Isolated platforms unable to project power or receive reinforcement. Waiting for a war's end that might be months or years away. Historian Alfred McCoy called them circles of steel and castles of vanity. Impressive on the surface, strategically counterproductive, more likely to drag powers into conflict than deter it. China's still building higher seawalls, expanded underground facilities, proposed floating nuclear power plants. Between 2013 and 2016, China transformed 7 submerged reefs into a network of military bases. As a feat of engineering, it's genuinely impressive. But those same qualities define the vulnerabilities. Immobile. Fixed coordinates. Supply lines stretched across contested waters. Typhoons strengthening. Neighbors arming up. 7 reefs transformed into fortresses. Sitting in a contested sea, waiting to see what storms, natural and political, the coming decade will bring. Subscribe for more stories like this.